Welcome everyone to session number 13, and today's lesson is about creating of tools that how to create tools for our indicators. As I have mentioned in the paper that we have these steps to how a comprehensive M&E plan in our M&E department, and we have already completed step 1 to know your project, step 2 and step 3, and now we discuss on step 4. So the step 4 is create tools. So when we select data collection methods, then we will develop tools for the indicators and for our data collection, and these are very important steps that when we complete all these steps, you will have a very comprehensive M&E plan within the organization and in M&E department. Anyway, so data collection tools, I will give a very short explanation as well here, that when we select the data collection method, then we think about the data collection tool, and we start our thinking and designing of the tool to develop a very great and comprehensive tool for the indicator that how to collect the data for our selected indicators, and the data collection done through data collection tools. So this is very important to feel deeply about the data collection tool, and that how to create the tool for our data collection. So this is very important that after data collection method, we must develop and design data collection tools. Anyway, before of this to start data collection tools, we have a very great and source of the developed indicator and their tools, and that is Indicate. You can type it in the Google, and you can refer to the website of Indicate, and you can find very good tools that already the project developed for their data collection. So this plays significant role. You can prevent from your resources uselessly, and you can use the resources efficiently, and you can find a very good comprehensive data collection tools very easily, but with a reference. You can use this forum with a reference because it's like as a copyright. So you can find a very high quality tools in this website, and people to start the data collection tools from your own department or from your own site. Please refer to this website. Anyway, if you did not find your favorite tool or the tool that you would like to collect data, then you can develop your forum from your own site, but that will be very time consuming, and it need for resources and a good expert, because data collection tools take time. One of the other important step or the tip that we will consider, we will check our indicators. Before of this to create tools, we must check the indicators. For this purpose, to group it. So grouping indicators are possible through these three steps. First, the first one is data collection method. For example, we find there are two indicators. Their data collection method is same. It means that we can collect data for this indicator through interview. Okay, that's good point. The second tip is source. For example, we find two indicators that they have same data collection method and they have same source of of data. We can collect data from the same source for these two indicators. Yeah, that's good. And third one is the collection schedule. We report this data of these indicators through monthly basis. So we can group these two indicators with each other. It means that for these two indicators, we can develop only one tool. So the tool uh, profit is the one tool profit is to avoid from duplicate data and time consuming resources. So for this purpose, grouping indicator has more profit. So we can find this in our indicator that which of the indicators are coming in the same character in this in the these three character we can apply on the indicators. If they were same, we can group these indicators. So if there was one of not available in this criteria, so we cannot group these indicators. For example, if there were verses in the collection schedule, it means that one of the indicator was collected on weekly basis and another was in the monthly basis. So we cannot group these indicators. All of the three character will be same, like as data collection method, source, and collection schedule. So now we have a few tips when we create data collection tools. These tips are not the steps that we create data collection tools. These are only the tips that when we are thinking to design like as data collection tools. So these tips will be considered like as the previous one, like as grouping indicators, we can think and search and indicate and we can find our provide data collection tool. Anyway, so these tips are like as identify who will use this tool. So it's very important to understand who will collect data for this data collection tool. For example, the data collected by the E-mini specialist, E-mini officer, or any team of the E-mini member, or they are volunteer people, they are like as any staff member. So we will think about this, about their education level, their data collection experience. It's very important. Also, we will assure ourselves that how compatible are these in this type of tool. For example, if these three questions were answered, so we can develop a very good tool and then we can go proceed with this. So this is very important to identify who will use this tool and then we can develop our tools. Also, we must use instruction. We must have instruction in our tool because tool is not self-explanatory. We will have instruction to one person collect for us very accurate data. So identify who will use this tool. This is very important. Be proud of this to create a tool. The second one is focus on essential information. It's very important that instead of this that we collect very sub information like as any additional information, we must focus on essential information, because essential information is very important, and we will focus on this. For example, we have a participant tracking form, like as we have a very simple form, and that is like as per the training participants attendance, like as that, and we gave the name of participant tracking form. So in this session, we need to collect a participant's name, gender, location from where they have participated in this training or workshop, like as meeting, what is the education level of them, age. So these are like as the mobile phone number and email address. So this is very important, and these are our like as essential information. So we will focus on this. So it's very important that we will have focus on this information and our tools. Before of this, to create our tool, we must think about this, and then we will have few steps in the next lesson, that through these steps we can create a good data collection tool. Anyway, the third point is or tip is collect metadata. I have explained this in the previous lesson as well. What is metadata? Metadata, beside of this, that we have essential information in our form, so we can collect data like this: who collected the data, where, and who used this tool. For example, the position of that person, the version of the tool, and the title of the tool. So this is very important. With metadata, people are very interested, because through metadata we can find that who is responsible for this data collection, and if, for example, if there was some mistake, we can share that back with that person, and we can share our comment and recommendation, or any suggestion that, for example, in this date you have reported the data which was very good data, or that was very, for example, missed data we had, that there were some mistakes, for example, we had in our data. So through metadata we can share back the feedback with the person that who collect the data. So it's very important, and people have more interest with these type of data. Beside of this, that we have essential information, we must have in our form metadata. Pre-test your tool. Before of this, that to create a tool and we send it to the field, we must pre-test our tool. For example, the pre-test will help with us to revise the form, for example, place the comments, feedback of our teams, and for example, if we carry out our form with a field like in the pre-test, and we pull it, for example, in the field, so we can place very good information, and we will have back very good collect back feedback, and through this we can send a very accurate and trustful form to the field for the data collection purpose. So this is very important, and to send this form, because observing and using the tool, we can ask some questions. Was this, for example, a good question that should be there, or we can omit it, or we can remove it from our questionnaire. So this is very important to pre-test our tool before of this to send that to the field. Train staff to use this tool and include instruction. This is very important. we must train steps to in our data collection tool, because tool is not self-explanatory, and every person will interpret it differently. So for this purpose, we will have a training for step to that how they collect data in our forum very accurately and valid data, and they will say like as the precision, like as completeness, integrity, and everything. So for this purpose, we must train step, and also we must include instruction, because without instruction we cannot collect the data accurately. For this purpose, it's very important to that will be in very simple, clear language, that everyone can collect the data very easily, and that will be understandable to everyone. Here is a good example. People of this that we must search, for example, in the previous project, like as in the indicate, we can find great tools if there was not a favorite and the form that we had desired, so we can develop from our own side. Anyway, so in the tool we have metadata. Here metadata is the participant tracking form, that is the title of the our form, and the version, and also who collected the data, the title, the date, and the location, and the position of the person. So these are the metadata. So here is, I can write it that these are metadata in our form. So also we must have very essential information in our form. For example, we have a workshop, and for this workshop we have placed the participant name, age, highest level of education, and their, for example, participant absentation or presentation. So that's very important that we have placed it here. And also here you can find P/A, what it means. So we will have instruction, record A meaning if the participant is absent. So for example, one of the person is absent, we can write it like as we write here absent. So instead of this we can write A, or present we can write P. So this is very important, like as here record P is if the participant is present. So the tool will have clear instruction as well, that one person will collect data accurately. So thank you everyone.